to Let's Talk with a Flip. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Precious. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here today.
Awesome. Yeah. Can you tell us about yourself, please?
Yeah, sure. My name is Esther, majorly known as Esther.A, and I'm a career and personal development coach. I will
Mhm.
say, like the regular language, it's a side business for me. It's something I do out of passion. I'm very passionate about it. However, during the day, I am a project manager and a senior financial crime analyst. That's my 9 to 5. And those are also things that are really, really important to me. And I'm passionate about them as well because I love doing them. And I'm sort of good at it if I don't want to be cocky. But those are the things I love doing. I'm a wife and a mother as well to a beautiful
Yeah.
2-year-old. She's 2 going on 20, and yeah, she's the boss of the house now. I'm learning a lot from her on a daily basis. She's teaching me also how to be very patient. I have 2 other organizations as well, because I'm passionate about a lot of things. One of them called Intellectual Ladies. It's an organization that was put together out of the need for support from the female organization, the female community, I will say. So we come together and we support one another in our career, in our businesses, and just to help one another get to the next level. I feel like sometimes, as women, we can get lost in the regulars that we're expected to do, which is being a wife and being a mother, that we lost ourselves in it. And I feel when you get to meet other women doing amazing stuff and hearing their stories and seeing things from their perspective, it tends to bring that, that wow effect, that haha moment out of you again. And you're more than a wife and you're more than a mother. There is more of you out of that. So that was why I started Intellectual Ladies, very active on Instagram, and we meet every other month. And my second organization is called Action Future. That is mainly for Black minority ethnic group, young adults to be precise. And it was that started with a lot of stuff. I felt like I was privileged to information about the mistake my generation, for example, and the previous generation before mine made in making maybe career decisions, development decisions, personal growth, and all of that based on the negativity from previous generations. And to avoid, and only recently I turned it into a business, because it's always been something I've been known for. When it comes to CV, people applying for jobs, it tends to be, I tend to get a lot of calls like, Esther, can you help me with this and that? And I enjoy doing it. So when I noticed, I started staying up at night to review CVs and to send tips emails to people generally regarding the career. I thought, you know what, this might be something important that you need to pay attention to. Okay, so and then I decided to give it my whole, and I'm doing it now, and I'm grateful to God. It's been amazing. It's great.
That's good. That's good. That's good to know. Yeah. Can we then go back into your career? Um,
Yes.
let's know more about your background. How did you got into this?
All
Okay.
right.
Just
Yeah.
tell us about it.
Sure, I can do that. Um, so when it comes to a career, I've been working for 17 years of my life. I'm really proud of that, because I'm 32 this year, and I'm glad that it's been 17 years. And I feel like that experience from different employment, into where I am today, from different employment from back in the day till now, has helped me to where I am now. And when we talk about career, so if I wanted to talk about my role as a senior financial crime analyst, that started only a few years ago. I think a little over 7 years ago now. And it's been amazing. Thank God for a mentor of mine that introduced me to the field. So my first degree is in nursing, my second degree is in international management, and then I got a master's degree in project management. So when I
Okay.
finished, or before I finished, in between, I'd always just applied for jobs after jobs, jobs after jobs. But I thought, you know what? If you're educated and you're able to do all of these things that you're doing, there should be more than just getting jobs all the time. So
Yeah.
actually, thank goodness I met my mentor, and I felt like he showed me the ropes, and he just helped me figure things out. And I got my first role as a KYC analyst, and I worked my way to the top from there.
Impressive. That's very good to know. How do you get qualified to becoming a career coach? You've got the background, which is what we know. I'm asking you this question now for those that actually look at you and want to be like you. So, how do you become a career coach? What kind of training do you have or do
Okay.
you need? Yeah.
Thank you so much for that question, because I found out that, not a lot of people ask me that actually. But the point is, for a coach, not even career this time around, because I'm a career and personal development coach. That's how I tend to introduce myself. But to become a coach on its own, it's a passion, it's a career, it's a field that is more with passion. Your
Okay.
passion for whatever it is that you're doing. If you feel like you know how to get people to develop in their personal life, for example, now, and you do it well, why not go into it and coach people? So out of experience, because you can't teach what you don't know.
Of course, no.
Can't teach what you don't know. And I believe in life as individuals, we've all been students at some point of our life. I feel like I'm a student all the time. But then after each phase of our life as a student, we automatically qualify to become a teacher, because then we can teach someone from our experience. And which is why I said earlier about the fact that friends and family have always called me when they're looking for a job. It feels like I'm a recruiter sometimes, or I'm an HR specialist, which I'm not, but they just want me to check their CV, because I have noticed something about myself, that if I apply for roles and I get called in for an interview, I get the job. Only if I didn't want it, but I wouldn't apply for roles anyways if I never wanted a job. But if I go in, I'll get the job because I know my stuff and I'm able to table it down. So for you to become a qualified coach, I don't know if you've heard about this organization called International Coach Federation, ICF.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
go through different stages of coaching programs for you that you can go on for you to be a qualified coach. But to be a coach, you don't need to be qualified for you to be a coach. Your experience is what you're going to be teaching people. And if it works, fantastic, good for you, because it's just like kind of a methodology that you've applied to your own life, and now you're looking to teach people, which is what I've
Yes.
usually done most of the times. And the testimonials now, for example, on my pages and from my clients, says it all, I would say. So that's it.
That's good. Impressive. It's really nice. Yes, you've answered about the becoming a career coach. So now, why would an individual actually precisely would need a career coach? Why do you need a career coach? What are the areas the career coach will guide you through?
Mm, okay. So a career coach is, um, a career coach is needed when you feel stuck. When you feel stuck in your career or at the job where you're currently at, and because I feel like a lot of people go to work just for the sake of going to work. At the end of
Yeah,
the month, they're gonna pay me, and I'll get some money in my bank account to pay some of my bills. But
not
it
really.
doesn't really align with their goals or their values. Okay, so oftentimes if an individual has identified that, you know what, I'm just stuck here, I've been here for over a year, for 5 years, some will tell you for 10 years, and I've been unhappy for 10 years, and I'm like, why don't you just leave? But the insecurities of not knowing what to come, the change, the fear of change often avoid makes people stay in the same thing. So when you wake up from the slumber, like I did a couple of years ago, when you wake up from your slumber and you feel like, you know what, enough is enough, now I am ready for change, you go for it. Now you need a career coach. And if at all, even if you've just graduated, a fresh graduate, I'm working about two students right now. One of them is a graduate,
Yeah.
and one of them is still looking to graduate. The one that is looking to graduate, she's already doing this course now, and she doesn't even know why she's gone into it. And that's where it starts from, actually. You need to, whatever you do, you need to start with the end in mind. If you don't start with the end in mind, it will be difficult for you to know why you're going in there. And if you don't know your why, it affects quite a lot of things. So when you know, okay, now I'm confused, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to go about it. I need a job I will love. I hear that a lot from my clients. I need a job I will love going to. I need a job that when I wake up in the morning, I would love to be there. I need that job. And there are several reasons you might want even a career coach, or you need a career coach. Maybe you know you're good at your stuff, but you're not recognized at work now or appreciated for it. What you're delivering is not acknowledged. Then you need to find someone to help you find the ropes to it. There's a good article about that online that I read a couple of years ago. I think maybe about 3 or 2 years ago. It's by it's on Forbes, and the writer, it's on Forbes. And I tend to go to a lot of my articles on Forbes. I read a lot of my articles from Forbes, and I think the writer, I'm a stalker. I stalk Forbes. Trust me. Hopefully, I can get on there someday. But one of the writers wrote, I think about 2 years ago now, turn off if I'm not mistaken, and then it wrote the reasons why you need a coach. A career coach will help you find solid job search plan. Solid job search plan, accelerate your job search or you getting employment, and also teach you how to invest in yourself. And I feel like those are the things I actually do as a career coach. Because if you don't know it, then you're asking for help from someone that knows it, and you can answer. You can get answer. How I tackle a lot of my clients now, if I'm not talking too much now, is like helping them.
You are actually answering two of my questions, because I was coming back to asking you, when do you hire a career coach? So you are doing both. So you're good.
Thank you so much for that. Then, so how I tackle some of my clients, first and foremost, we need to identify your career goals. Why do you feel you need a new job? Why do you feel now it's a career that I need? And then understanding your strengths and weaknesses as well. I also have a podcast about strengths and weaknesses and strengths and passions, because I feel like sometimes it's difficult to identify your strengths and identify your passions as well. And if you're yet to find these two things out, the other things are just, you're just, walking through life without understanding yourself. And then when you have a goal of, I want to make more money, or I want to do this, I want to be recognized, I want promotion, without you knowing what your strengths are and your passions are, nobody will find it out for you. And even if they find out, I feel like most people are handling their own lives before they want to come and answer the questions for you. That, Missy, if you've not asked them, or Mr., this is your strength and this is your passion, you need to identify it. And I give tips to my clients, and then questionnaires. There's some questionnaires they fill out first. When we do that, after identifying your strengths, your weaknesses, and your career goals, then we can tackle the problem. We can, now this is where you want to go to. Now let's start on the roadmap to the career path you want to go into.
Impressive, really. That's really nice. You've actually hit the nail. You've tackled two questions, even though I haven't asked. You've tackled two questions for me, so that's perfect. So right now, as a career coach, how do you prepare for your section? When you are having a section with any of your students, per se, how do you prepare for it?
Okay, great. So most of my sessions, so most of my clients, they know already. I tell them that you're going to do the most work here with me while we're doing our sessions together, because I have different programs. You see, just plug in my laptop is going. So I have different programs, some 4 weeks, some 8 weeks, and some 10 weeks program. I think 10 weeks is the most I have on my packages. And when we start with to do. Even there's a pre-session task that I give you before your first session with me. So you have some questions that you need to fill in. And then after that, after each session, there are tasks that you need to go away with and then go and do. And in my terms and conditions, it's included that you send in your task at least 24 hours before our session for us to go back there. because your
Yeah.
work done will determine then what we do during that session. We discuss it, and then we tackle whatever problems or challenges you faced while you were doing your research on whatever to do I've asked you to do. So
All right. Yeah, yeah. That's actually nice. It gives you a good base to
exactly.
fix whatever it is. Yeah, that's really
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So far in your career, I know you tend to give out the questions and tell them to answer and feed you with what they really need for you to tackle. So in that process, I know we have different kinds of people. We have the lazy ones, the ones that really want to work hard to achieve their dreams and all that. So right now, what are the challenges you face in that process?
hmm. Challenges is time management for some people. It's a struggle managing the
Yes.
time well, because I need to understand as well. Some of them, at least I think about 60% of my clients, they actually have a job. They're only
Mm.
looking to either develop or maybe potentially change, but they still have their job. And those that don't have job, they've got family, they've got kids, they've got all other responsibilities in their life. So I need to understand that. But then, which is where my personal development coaching skills comes in.
All
So
right.
I support them with articles for them to understand time management. Now, one of the good books I send to my clients, so to some of my clients, depending on the program they're on, is Eat That Frog. I don't know if you know the book, Eat That Frog, and it's about time management. It's about
Okay.
time management, and it helps them understand how to plan themselves well. At times it's weird. I don't know how you organize yourself, but I believe a lot in to-dos.
Yeah.
Plan yourself and be realistic about your to-do. Now that we are home, a lot of people are struggling with that, because you feel like you create your to-do with no breaks. When we're in the office, we have this coffee break after an hour, 30 minutes. It's advisable anyways, employers will ask you to do it. You take breaks every hour, 30 minutes, and then you have the long lunch break. You come back and there is still another coffee break for you to go to. But because we are at home, and we feel, oh, it's home anyways, I don't need break. No, you need break, because you're gonna burn out. And when
Yeah.
you burn out, you can't deliver. So I find out that some of them are in that space where they can't do it. They can do it, but because they're not managing their time well, it is
Wow.
affecting, or procrastination. So I send them articles, podcasts, because I'm a big lover of podcasts, which was what motivated me in starting mine as well. So I send them podcasts, I send them articles, and then we talk about it. We have a friendly conversation about it, even outside the sessions. So that is accountability now, holding them
Mm.
accountable to the task they've promised to deliver before the next session. Oh, hi, girl. How is it going? Hi, mister. You all right? How is it going? The task. Are you finding it easy? Do you have any questions for me? It can be difficult sometimes, because I have quite a number of people that I'm working with currently. But then I have to manage my time well, so I can send these messages to them in the morning, in the afternoon, around, a best time for them, just to check on them and how they're doing with their task. And it often helps. But we still,
Hmm.
it can be challenging as well, but it helps.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fine. Fantastic. It's been really nice, to be frank, having this conversation with you. And I'm
Thank
sure a lot of people are going to pick one or two things from this. So far in your career,
Yeah.
you've actually really come far, to be frank. I must applaud you for that. It's really awesome. Um, so what has been your greatest achievements doing what you do now? To be frank, you've actually been working to empower people, to encourage people to be the best that they can be.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving out.
Mm-hmm.
So what have you achieved in the process for yourself now?
For myself, also
Mm-hmm.
from the outside career, I feel like my greatest achievement is my daughter, is motherhood. That I feel that's my greatest achievement, because that's one task. I feel like a lot of people will when they talk about me, they will say, oh, Esther is very hardworking, she's a go-getter, she's Miss Ambitious and all of that. But the only task I felt like I couldn't do was becoming a mother, or being a mother. So I feel like being able to do it now for 2 years, thank goodness, more years to come doing it. I feel like, yeah, it's a great achievement. But then when we look into maybe career or my passions and the things I put out there, I feel one of my clients that still stay with me till tomorrow is a client of mine that happened to have met me by chance and by fate, about 2 weeks after she got fired, a mother of two. And she had always done this job, even though she was a graduate, but she had always worked as a receptionist and never even thought there was something better out there, which is what I get a lot, especially from the Black minority ethnic group. Okay, people that I can really relate with, and they have a story, either graduated in Africa and then they got to the UK, and maybe with the network or the crowd they're falling with, they feel like maybe the only jobs out there are just carers and you can only become a nurse, but not knowing there is a lot of things out there in the job market for you to do and be proud of whatever you do, wherever you find yourself. So she was one of them. She thought, that's the only thing she could do. But then I was able to work with her for her to secure a role, and she managed to not only improve our job title, so started actually get on a career ladder within financial services, but also increase our income as well. And all of this was under 6 weeks.
Ooh.
On the 6 weeks, it was a big change for her. It still stays with me till tomorrow, because at the time I met her, she was really down, thinking there is nothing else that she would be able to get that would be as good as where she was coming from. But by the time she got what I managed to prepare her for, after identifying what her strengths and her analytical skills were, she even got, I think she got a raise over 15K. Raised with the next job that she got. So that still stays with me till tomorrow. I still think about her because the smile the smile on her face was, the thank you, the gratitude was just, it was amazing. So yeah.
Very good. I feel happy right now I asked you that question before my next question, because I was going to talk about your book, because I saw it on Amazon. That's How to Make Your Career Work.
Yes.
What inspiration behind that book? It's actually filled with so much information. So what was the inspiration behind that book?
So regarding, I'm just trying to pull it up. For my book, How to Make That Career Happen, that's what it's called actually. The inspiration behind it was my very first life coaching event happened with a friend of mine, called Mary. She's a business coach. Back in January, we had our very first live coaching event, and she handled business coaching and I handled career coaching. Okay, so after that program and the presentation, I had a lot of the attendees come to me that, Esther, please, you need to send us that presentation. And an Excel presentation is just for you, a PowerPoint presentation is just for you to put some bullet points on it. So I sent it to them, and then I still had a few emails asking for, so how do you do this and how do you do that? So I thought, you know what, it's better I put it in a book. And then I happened to work on a project in Nigeria, in West Africa, in Nigeria, for a couple of weeks. And while I was working, I had to go to some schools, some high schools, and to deliver some speech, because I'm also a motivational speaker. And some of the students I had contact with, and I'd asked me questions afterwards, the sort of questions they were asking about tomorrow, the future, what is a career and what is a job, what's the difference, how do you actually get on the career ladder. I thought, you know what, a basic foundation book that would help you get all that you need to make the career happen is something I would like to put together. So schools, generally, maybe even high schools, colleges, they can introduce it to their students and just have them go through it, because it can be daunting to start a career, to get on the career ladder or get a job. But at the same time, it's just about how you go about it. Are you really ready? Or are you just ticking the box of, I'm a graduate now and I need to get a job? Two different things. And as soon as you know, I feel like it becomes easier to achieve. So that's why I put the book together.
All right. Can we, if you're okay with this, actually, if you're okay with it, can we
Yes.
get a brief content detail of that book? Let's know what's in there. For those that are looking at, okay, well, I think I will get her book. What would they find in that book?
Yes, sure. So the things they'll find in the book include the first chapter of the book is about key things to make it happen, which includes setting goals, determination, mindset, consistency, and appraisals. So I feel like all these key things are very, very important for you to know first in relation to your career, because you can relate it to anything in life generally. To make anything happen, you need to set your goals. That's very, very important, anyways. You need to understand, to be determined to want to do that. When you set your goals, you need to be determined to actually achieve the goals. And your mindset is key. You can't set a goal, be determined to achieve it, but then have your mindset in the wrong pot, then believing in negativity of, oh, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. You know, the imposter syndrome when it comes into the picture. That's another book I'm working on now, actually. But imposter syndrome when it comes into the picture, and then you start to doubt your skills. Imagine a graduate and a master degree holder just believing, oh, after my master's, all I need to apply for is just an administrative role for now.
Hmm.
Obviously, I understand administrative role, maybe an entry role, but no, where is that going to get you to? What are you trying to, are you being intentional about why you're applying for the administrative role? You need to ask yourself all those questions. And then how to get your dream job is the second chapter. The third chapter, how to up your income and how to get the promotion and recognition you deserve. At the end of the book, I put some questions together that I feel will help anybody, if you're able to answer those questions, gain a career or gain on the career ladder will become easy for you.
Hmm.
So I'll just mention a few of the questions. What are
Okay.
the things and changes you aspire to see in your career? Are your
Okay.
goals written down and not just in your imagination? So I
Hmm.
know a lot of people are smart and they
Hmm.
tend to put a lot of information in their memory. I'm in my 30s now, and I feel like, even my memories can still be great, but when I write it down, it's a lot better. And you know the saying, when you become a mother, they just take everything off you in it. So that's another question. Another one here is, what are you willing to set aside for your career goals? It could be personally or professionally. It's you being intentional about your priorities. And then another one is how you handle deterrence of your goals this year. So
Hmm.
every year, how do you handle it? What's your plan? How do you want to handle it? And then several questions like, what is your dream job? Why do you want a better job? Why do you want to get on the career ladder? You need to be able to answer questions like that, and a few other questions on there. You need to be able to answer those questions for you to know what it is that you want to achieve. First, I feel like those things are very important, and yeah, that's it about the book. Yeah.
That's really nice. That's awesome. Um, Thank you so much for all the wonderful questions. We are not letting you go so easy anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually invited you for this interview based on your career coaching aspects, which is
Yes.
really wonderful. Yeah, I for one actually did marketing and business English as well as biology. I told you that before. So basically, what you do now for work is into crime investigation and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
Let's dig into that. What's your role like?
Oh, amazing stuff. My role is a very analytical role. You need to be able to analyze things. And also it's due diligence. You're doing your due diligence on clients, for example, or on organizations, knowing the real stuff about them, knowing everything about it, when you do your due diligence. So up to a standard, there are different levels of due diligence that you need to perform depending on the risk level where a client find themselves, or where the risk classification software has been able to place them on, based on the information you gather together from the clients. So we ask a lot of questions, and we want to know why, we want to know what you're doing, where you're located, and everything about you. Who has put there? If it's an organization, who has put the organization together? There is someone, it's an organization. Organizations don't just start, or a company just doesn't just start by itself. Someone has put it together, someone has decided. So who is that person? We want to know who the person is. Is the person a risk to financial services? We want to know all of that. We want to screen them, know information about them, discount some things that we come across. So yeah, it's just being able to do our due diligence so we can mitigate the risk that they might pose to an organization or financial institution or the Financial Conduct Authority themselves. So that's what we do.
Oh, awesome. Bravo. That's another tax entirely on its own.
Yeah, it's it's very
So much. You're taking so much.
it's a big fun. Yeah, I really enjoy doing it.
Impressive, very impressive. So with all this that you do now, career-wise, do you even have time for yourself?
I feel like my friends will say otherwise, but I feel like I do. Because I have something I call me, and I also recommend it to my clients. Me day, I think I started my me day late last year around December. I went for a speaking coaching event. So how to learn to be better at speaking and all of that. And there was a young lady that mentioned about, spirituality and your being as a whole, understanding your body, your soul, and your mind. And she said something that really tickled me. And she said, you know what, a lot of people go to a lot of events and a lot of even maybe ministrations, and you listen to all of these things and you're always taking notes. You go places, and if you've ever been opportune to see, maybe, are you a Christian?
I am a Christian, yes.
Do you go to church?
Of course, yeah.
Great. So there are some people you see in church every Sunday, they have a notebook. Every Sunday they're writing the ministrations down. But then the question is, do you even have time to go back and listen and read those ministrations you've taken? Maybe after a year you go back to them and check the last year ministrations every Sunday, like the notes you've taken down. Do you have time to go and reflect on it? And I felt like she just slapped me. I felt like she challenged me.
You are slapped me now. It's like you're sending the slap back to me.
I felt like, oh my God, she's talking to me. She's talking to me. So since then, I decided to take a me day every week. Now I have my me day where I go back to notes. And because I read a lot, I feel like I can call myself a philosopher. I love anything philosophy and sociology and about life generally, having different interpretations.
Go to the fleet. Go read all that.
Having different translation to things. You can see a quote, but it's got several meanings about it, and being able to translate it. And I feel like I have such an active mind that gives me the opportunity to be able to do that. So I go back to this thing, and it's amazing. It's like reading the Bible. You read the Bible today, and then in 6 months time you read the same chapter and it means something totally different to you, because 6 months later you're in a different space. You're in a different space, and it just tailors it automatically to the space you're in at that point in time. You understand? So since then I decided to take a me day for me to reflect, look inwards. What's Esther about? What are you looking to achieve in my personal development and growth as well? Because I need to continue to grow.
That's awesome. And I'm sure during that me time you're taking, your little girl is also with you on that. Yeah.
Oh, is there ever a me time? Even in the toilet, you're there. They're there with you. I realized after labor, and I had that in my hands. I realized, there is no just me anymore. It's now, it's now horse. Everywhere I go, it's a horse situation now. Yeah.
That's really nice. So while you're having a midday aside reading, you are actually still going more educating yourself with other things. So it's not really fun. So can we now hear about the fun part of you, your hobbies, aside reading, please?
Besides, okay, so my fun part, I feel like I don't go to a lot of parties, but
Okay.
I think I can call intellectual ladies gathering because I call it get-togethers actually. We go there with drinks and snacks. Actually, we have our drinks. You know, ladies come together and we talk about a topic. Our next topic we're going to be talking about motherhood. I
Right.
think you're the first person I'm actually telling about that. So it's a fun time for us to actually chill and just, be with friends and family. And I have close friends that we tend to we hang out together as well, go for dinners and stuff like that. So I feel like, yeah, that sums it up. And I love dancing. So yeah, even doesn't mean I'm good at it.
You're so good.
I like to shake a bit. I like to shake a bit. So yeah, I feel like those are the fun things I do, and spending time with the family, obviously, having that romantic moments with the family before my daughter screams my head out. Yeah.
That's nice. That's really good. There's nothing like having a fun time as well, just losing out and just enjoy yourself. Yeah, that's actually very important as well for your health as well. Anyway, yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah, before we let you go, still, would like you to advise people out there wanting to get into a career change. What are the things they should actually take into account while changing a career? Because it's actually a very big thing. I'm one person that has actually changed from one thing to the other. To be frank, I started with biology, marketing and business. I mean,
Yeah. I feel like you can advise.
yeah. So it's a lot to do. I can't really advise anyone about that because I would say it has to do with how I carry it. So from you, because you are a professional, what is the advice that you can give to others that want a career change?
I feel like one of the very most important thing is know your why. Why
Right.
do you want to change a career? And be honest as well about it. Be realistic. I feel like some people find it they shy away, or they find it they say it's shallow to say you like money. I love money, sister. Sister.
Yeah.
My friends know that's something about me. I don't hide it. So tell me if it is because of the money you want to change a career. It's a good reason. There's no
Yeah.
reason. You should not be shy about saying that. So you should know your why, because your why will channel the energy that you're going to put into changing that career. If you don't know your why, it becomes difficult for you to do.
Of course.
It becomes difficult for you to. So know your why. And then number two, do your research. Do your due diligence about that career path. Research it. Even if you have a career coach that is coaching you through the process, part of the things they know, my clients know, part of the things is doing your research, giving you the tips where to go to and do your research. Get your reason, get your information, know the job description. Now you're going from being a biochemist. So one of my clients transferred from being a biochemist to a business analyst. She's now an agile product manager now. And while she was doing the transition, it's two different worlds. It's science and it's IT and all of that. So while she was doing all of that, I said, you need to understand the job description of this new field. So go and gather a bunch of job adverts. Go and look, go on Indeed, go on JobServe, go on Read, go out there and go and search. What are the job descriptions? What are the requirements? What are they asking for? What are the hiring manager need? What do they need from you? You need to understand that if you want to do it, if you're going into a career change, and be ready to learn, be open to learn. Don't get tired. You cannot be lazy if you want a career change. Getting a job alone is a job on its own. People know I say that a lot. Getting a new job or a job at all is a job on its own. And you need to do that job for you to be able to get the job that you want. If you don't do it, forget it. So you need to be ready. So know your why, do your research, and be ready. Do your research, be ready, be intentional about the steps you take towards this new career. Be ready. So that's what I feel like I would advise them to do if they're looking to change a career. So know their why and do their research and be ready.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Esther. It's really been awesome
Thank you.
having this interview with you. You've just not spoken to others, you've actually spoken to me as well, because I picked one or two things. Yeah. I need to give myself a me time.
Yeah, that's very, very important. Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much. I've enjoyed the interview. I've picked one or two things for myself as well. I know I'm this lady that jumps from one career to another, but yes, I'm thankful anyway.
But get experiences as well on your way.
That's